Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Jon Tretheway ahead of his show on Feb 24th at York Hall, Bethnal Green. And yes, good to get you on.
Good to see you, Sam. It's always good to be on with you, mate. I haven't spoke for a few weeks or even a month or so, so hope you're well.
All good. Good to get you back on. And yes. So who should we start off with? Jack Daly.
Yeah, so we're going straight on to February 24th. Yeah, we're delighted with this card, Sam. I don't want to get carried away because sometimes things pull out or something doesn't go ahead or an injury or a problem, which is boxing. We understand it. But as we sit, this could arguably the best show we've done so far. I think it'll be about 40 odd shows we've done now, and this one really is a cracker. So Jack Daly, we had him before, cruiserweight. He's 1-0. He's Francis Warren fighter. Thought he might be going on a Queensbury show next. We're lucky enough to get him back out. He's explosive. I said it at the press conference the other day. I don't know if you've managed to watch that or anyone who
I
hasn't.
did.
If you watched the whole thing, I've spoken to seasoned cruiserweights that are much further along the line than Jack, who are like, this guy's too good, John. Like, I don't want to get in with him. And I won't say their names because that would be inappropriate on here. But when I was talking to these people, I was like, wow. And that tells you how good he is. And his first fight was brilliant with a knockout. Sells a load of tickets. Yeah, expect fireworks from Jack.
Is it another 4-rounder? And do you think it'll be, if it is, do you think it'll be his final 4-rounder or just see what happens?
Good question. It is another 4-rounder, yes. Will it be his final one? If I was managing him, probably, but it depends on how the fight goes. You know, it might just be that they want another. You know the sport very well, Sam. You watch it more than anyone, and you correct me on every interview. You have to correct me on my own stuff. So I know how good you are. But once you've kind of gone to them 6-rounders, it's difficult to go back to 4 because it kind of feels like a step back. So some fighters have 3, 4, 5 4-rounders. I think this guy's very good. I'm not sure hanging around for 4-rounders too long is worth it, but that'll be up to them.
And of course, John Robertson v James McCarthy, good fight in middleweight, I think.
Yeah, he's coming down in weight, John. So he's 2-0 now, right? We another one who's very familiar with the TM14 team. We had both his first fights. Really charismatic fella. Excellent at marketing himself. Really good boxer. I thought he got some good tests last time. I think it was Edgar Sneezers, was it last time? Who's a seasoned pro. When you think who he's been in with, some of the names Sneezer's been in with, and I know he gave some tests there to John, took him the distance, and that's good. You know, I think all fighters sometimes they want to get a knockout, but the more times you go the distance, you just learn, so that when you get these fights further down the road that are for titles, you're more equipped for it. Hopefully, John will put on another devastating performance. If he gets a stoppage, great. If not, those rounds under the belt are great. But delight to have John back on again as always.
And James as well. He's fought on Matchroom a few times, and yeah, fought in Sweden. He's good, and he'll come for a good fight. It's a good test for John.
Yeah, look, we like to think that all the away fighters come for a good fight. I mean, obviously, when they're 50-50 fights or titles or they're both prospects, it's even more exciting there because they're winning fighters. Sometimes a journeyman, sometimes people look and think, oh, they're not there, but they should all come to win. That's what they come to do. And I'm sure James will do exactly the same and give John the test that he needs. But we expect John to come through that with flying colours because John's going to go quite far out of.
Yes. And you've got Nathan Gonzalez, is it? V Jake Pollard.
That's it. Yeah, Nathan's back out on a show. First time we've had him out, and I don't know too much about him, other than he's a bit of a little guy compared to some of the others on the card. But we've heard good things about him. He's a very popular guy as well. I think on his last show we had a famous rapper ring walking him, so I'm assuming he'll do the same again there, bring a little bit of razzmatazz to the show. But yeah, it'd be great to have him out. He's on against Jake Pollard, who we know is a very good journeyman, who we've had on our shows many a time. So we expect good things from Nathan.
And of course, and then you've got a Markiani v Fons Alexander, and I think is it 6 rounds, and of course Amar, of course maybe after this one will be looking for a title, I imagine.
Exactly that. Either you know your stuff as usual, or you've spoke to someone. They're the exact conversations we've had. We've not had Ammo on our show before. It's managed by the Warren Boxing Management, and they've asked us if we'll put him out with the view to maybe his next fight being a title fight. So I think he's at a welterweight fight, welterweight. So there's lots of people that we deal with that we could probably put him in with down the line, whether it's for a title or not, an eliminator. Loads of names that will probably come up on this call. If not, I'm sure you can think of them. But no, we're looking forward to seeing what he can bring.
Is he fighting at super welter or welter?
Welterweight is my understanding, unless I've got that wrong. But no, he will be fighting at welterweight. I think he's from Slough, which is my hometown. I haven't lived in Slough for a very long time, but it's always nice when we get a Slough fighter on. Again, down the line, Saqib Khan is from Slough. That could be a very good fight, both of them at welterweight. Bring the whole of Slough down to York Hall or wherever it is, amongst other names. But yeah, we're looking forward to having Amar on.
Hmm. And of course, you've got Robert Vincent as well, who's fighting on it.
Yeah, Rob Vincent. I might as well make him a director of TM14, right? He's had 5 fights, all 5 on TM14, so he's definitely part of the furniture. He's lovely to deal with, John. He's professional. He sells a load of tickets. I like his style. I don't know if you're aware, Sam, but I like the technical side of boxing. So don't get me wrong. I love Mike Tyson like everybody did. And I love nothing more than watching a knockout. But I do love the style side. So Mayweather was my favourite fighter. And I like that Rob is trained by Bradley Skeet. When you watch him, he's got that same kind of style that Bradley's got, that hit and move and very light on his feet. And sometimes it's awkward for the opponent to work out, it can almost frustrate you. So you've got to have your wits about you and be on it for every second of every round to keep doing that. But yeah, great to have him back. And we'll look forward to another win from him. And I'm sure in a few fights from now, 2 or 3 fights, I think, Rob's got to be ready for a southern area or something of that kind then. And again, hopefully we'll be part of that journey because he'll be 6-0, hopefully come 24th.
Hmm. Of course, Louis Moldaway's Louis Moldaway.
Moldoni is how we pronounce it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think I've got it right. It isn't easy to say. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Really good. Look, he's 2-0. He had his debut on Nilsson's show. He then came on our show. I think he did 300 odd tickets on his debut, which is phenomenal. Very rarely will someone do that many tickets on their second show. He did 300 odd tickets on his show with us. He got a knockout and looked explosive on that night. It was dangerous for him because the opponent pulled out twice fight week. We had to find him an opponent 2 days before. It was an opponent who was untested. It was a debut. So you don't really know what you're getting with that. He came in, he stopped him. So that's really, really good. He was composed all week with it. We know what ticket requests he's taken. We expect him to do 300 tickets again. He's obviously a very popular guy. He's very charismatic. He's got a very clear view and vision of how he wants his career to pan out. And yeah, excited to have his screaming fans in there again. That's for sure.
Hmm. And of course, you've got Louise Orton. She's back on the show again, and she's fighting Bet Connolly, who's basically been in there with everyone.
Yeah, Louise is obviously our fighter, so it's great to have Louise back out. She won last time out, got the 6 rounds under her belt, which she probably needed. May have been disappointed she didn't get a stoppage, but stoppages aren't everything. I'd rather her have the rounds under the belt that set her up for future titles. She's not actually fighting Beck now. Beck has pulled out, so bear with us on an opponent there. But Louise's class, there'll probably be a title fight for Liz after this one. So we just need a good performance from Lou and get her out.
Hmm. Of course, another big ticket seller and Sonny Hardy is fighting Tandy Mungobia. I think that's how you say it.
That's to Tendi Magombi. I think that's changed now as well. So BoxRec needs updating there. The home fighters are right, Sam. That's not your fault. Some of the away fighters, they have changed. I think he got matched yesterday, Sonny. I'll just double confirm that. I think it's a guy, someone Butler from south of the river. I don't know much about him. But Sonny's a class act, really class. Again, he had 3 fights now. He's had a knockout. Again, they've all been on our show. He's trained by Kev. Kev's our friend, and we like working with Kev. Everyone that we get off Kevin tends to be a good fighter and a good ticket seller. Sonny's been training down in that matchroom gym for a couple of years now, and sparring he gets his first class. Conducts himself brilliantly. Brilliant fighter, brilliant ticket seller. Just got engaged as well. Congratulations to him.
Hmm. And of course, you've got Joel Bartel on as well.
Yeah, Joel's exciting, right? Whenever I speak to media outlets or friends or people in the sport, when Joel's names come up, they always go, "Oh, you got Joel out again." Joel's class, he's a fantastic fighter. He's strong, he's hard. We watch him in sparring. We know who he spars. We know the level he's at. They're stepping up a level now. We are still matching Joel because he is proving very hard to match because of his record. What is he? 3-0 now with 2 knockouts, or is it 4-0 with 3 knockouts? I'm getting confused myself. And he is very, very good. So those that fight him know they're in for a tough night. It's a few names, even the odd one on this card that may be a 50-50, maybe a fight or two down the line. But yeah, we look for another explosive performance from Joel, whoever he does fight. Again, backed by Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs, which is always great to have their fighters on our show. They have elite fighters out there, Jim. So yes, I'm sure Joe, like a few others, will be expecting to steal the show come 24th.
And you've got a good 50-50, another good fight in Alfie Winter v Jake Henty. Great fight.
It's a fantastic fight, Sam. This could be the fight of the night. Alfie, I want to say he's a TM14 lad. He's been with us. Most of his fights have been with us. His last fight out, he came up short in a southern area, as we all know, against Indabassi. Inder won fair and square, but there was a clash of heads on the night that definitely leaves a few questions unanswered, and you can't dispute that. I think that left him a little bit confused, concussed, if that's all right. Whatever happened, and that fight needs to be played back. I think that we probably were lucky to get that for a southern area. They're both better than southern area level, in my opinion. So I'd expect that fight to be played back. Whether I get it or not, I'm not so sure. But further down the line, maybe on a bigger show. And we expect Alfie to come straight back out and do what he probably would have attempted to do against Inder. So we're expecting big things from Alfie, and we want that to happen, sort of like come back and just show that he's at that same level he was at, but the cut played its part. He's fighting Jake Henty. Jake Henty, we've not had him on before. We don't know much about Jake personally, other than I think he's 6-0. He's trained by Stephen Smith and managed by Paul Smith. He's up in Liverpool at the moment as we speak, training up there, living the life with them. So we're expecting the Smith clan to come down with him on the night, which is always good. And I'm hearing good things about him. We put a poll out recently, as we do sometimes. I think you probably messaged me back, but on who's going to win. He come back pretty much 50-50 when it all settled. So that shows you it's a good fight. Let's just see who wants it the most on the night. Watch this space, hopefully, for some news on that fight.
Mm-hmm. And you've got what weight? Oh, is it lightweight Marley v Louis?
Yes, that's the one that most people are talking about. That's the southern area lightweight, so 10-rounder there. They're both 5-0, mate. No, sorry. Marley's 4-0 with one draw, but the draw came against Jeff Afori. That was on his last fight on our show. That was the same night that Inder fought Saqib. It was a little bit of crowd trouble on the night, and the board nearly didn't let the last couple of fights go ahead. So they had to fight with reduced rounds. So that was meant to be, I think it was a 6-rounder. I don't think it was an 8-rounder. It was meant to be a 6 at least, but it was reduced to a 4-rounder, and that fight was too good for a 4-rounder. But sadly, we couldn't argue with the board with the trouble that had happened, so we let the fight go ahead, and it was a draw, 2 rounds each. However, you have to say that Marley showed his levels there. Jeff Afori has just gone out and beaten a matchroom prospect in the away corner on a DAZN show, so it shows the level that Jeff's at. He's then just gone and had another fight in Dubai or somewhere, and he got beaten on a majority decision or a split decision. I can't remember.
Close fight that was, that one.
Yeah, and he weren't expected to even get through it, is what I was hearing. Now, Jeff is a class act. I've said it many a time on interviews. You don't go the distance with Archie Sharp and arguably lose a close decision there that some felt he won. He's been in with O'Hara, Mark Chamberlain. All right, they might have stopped him, but look, the names I'm talking about now tell you how good Jeff Afori is. And Marley held his own against him, Sam. Although it was 4 rounds, Marley is what you see. He likes to fight. He likes to tear up. Think telling everyone he wants to shoot out at a press conference. He'll stand in that ring and you'll have to pin him to the floor. So four wins and 1 draw there. But Louis O'Doherty, 5 fights, 5 wins. Turned over brilliantly to the paid ranks. Got a really good amateur pedigree. We know what he's capable of. Very skillful, but he can trade. It just depends what happens in the fight. And I genuinely, I might say it on camera, but I'm not lying here. I don't know who wins it. I really don't. After the first fight, I had an opinion which one was better. Then after the second one, Then the third one, they fought some of the same opponents each, and you look at it, Styles make fights, think, well, he looked better against him than he did, kind of thing. So
Would you say it's a boxer v um like an aggressive fighter, so a boxer v a fighter who comes and trades? Would you sort of say it's a sort of fight like that, or?
I did think that initially, Sam, a boxer against a fighter. Yeah. So you got Marley, who's just going to come forward as a fighter, like he's having a fight in a car park. He's technically better than that. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but he's hard. He will just stand and trade. And then you've got Louis, who may be a bit more technical, if I'm honest, in my opinion.
He can trade as
But
well,
Louis,
can't he?
well, he definitely can trade. Now, in his last fight, he got knocked down in the second round, I think, or was it the first round? I was there. It was a dinner show that wasn't on TV, but he got straight back up and he knocked him out in the next round. So, and that was his only knockout, I think. So I am excited. I don't know who wins. I'm not sure who wins either way. I think if they stand and trade, you might look at Marley and think, he's a three-time ex-world champion from kickboxing. He is hard and he likes to fight. But Louis can fight. If you go technically and they both go a bit technically, Marley's got boxing skills clearly as well. You wouldn't be able to get through a fight with a draw with Jeff Ofori without having some technical skills. That he might be able to outfox Louis that we don't know, but we know Louis's got skills as well. So flip a coin, get front row. You'll be sat front row with me, Sam, and we'll watch it and enjoy that. And then we wish both fights well. Look, I was with the Nilsons the other day having a catch up, and they were like, I've heard both these fighters are British level. And I was like, well, that's a real compliment to them. So I think that they're both better than the level that they're fighting at Southern area. I've managed to get it at a good time, 5-0. So we get that fight. The winner goes on clearly to bigger and better things, but I'm not sure that the loser goes backwards. In fact, I'm certain they don't. Let's just see that both fighters come through unharmed. Both fighters will learn from it. And, we've seen fights before where I'll pick James DeGale and George Groves. When they fought, I was too young for you to remember, but I was I'm sure, where were we? The O2, I think. Was it the O2? Yeah. And Groves got that on a split. DeGale went on and won the world title and fought for loads of world titles. And then Groves was sort of like in his shadow until right at the end when he won a world title. So whoever wins doesn't mean the other one's done, and it doesn't mean the other one won't get there quicker. So we are delighted to have this fight, I can tell you. And again, two undefeated fighters putting it on the line for the title. That's exactly how it should be.
And another one putting it all on the line is the fight that that was meant to be on the October 14th show, but you've got it over the line again, and it's been rescheduled. It's Robert Caswell v Weber Kane. Great fight.
Yeah, again, arguably, this could be fight of the night. This could be a headliner. I don't know who's headlining yet. I've got 3 of these 50-50 fights, Sam, and everyone's like, am I headlining? Who's headlining? I think you may have even asked me. It's just one of them at the moment. Let's see how the next couple of weeks pan through. Let's see how the tickets come through. But any of these could headline. I think this one, you got two undefeated fighters again. Quote me, Sam. You're always the man with the knowledge. Rob's, I think, 7-0. Michael could be 11-0, maybe 12, but I think it's 11. Both undefeated. It was scheduled for October the 14th. From that big show. Robert perforated his eardrum, and the fight fell through. Genuinely did that. We know that was the case. It was all dealt with professionally. Disappointing for both camps and the show, of course. I know there's been a little bit of needle back and forth. There's a little bit on social media around that he pulled out. I'm not sure that's the case, but it stokes it up and it makes the fight good. And it's back on. Rob said that he would fight again, and his team said he would fight. He's not pulling out. He just needed a bit of time to recover, and we totally respect that. And guess what? They've done exactly what they said. Their next fight is against the same fighter on the same promotion at the same venue. So I'm adamant there was he weren't being pulled out. He genuinely was injured, and let's get it back on. Both sell a good amount of tickets. Both are undefeated. Both will do more tickets because it's a title and it's been rearranged. So yeah, watch this space. Another one. I know when me and you were messaging each other last night, you've been changing your mind a little bit back and forth. So it's just maybe some of these fights, maybe the same with the Louis and Marley one and the Alfie and Jake one. Maybe it's who wants it most on the night,
Yeah, 100%. And as I think it was Spencer who said it in the press conference. It comes down to who wants it more.
Yeah, I think so. It's easy saying that. You and I aren't in the ring, but when you're watching these absolute 50-50 razor tight fights that you can't pick, it would be down to two bits, I'd say. It's who's not cut any corners who's put everything into the gym and left it in there. And you can only really go by what you hear and if I pop to the gym or what you see on social media. And then maybe who wants it, you know, in them championship rounds, none of these fighters, Louis, Marley, Rob or Michael, none of them have done 10 rounders. Yeah, same with Alfie and Jake. So coming out at 6 rounders, some of them have done 8 rounders, but then when you start in getting rounds 9 and 10 and you're tired, you're fighting back against someone with the same ambition as you, the same strength as you, the same ability. It might just be who wants it more.
100%. And is this show on Fight Zone or?
It might be, it might not. We might go somewhere else. We work really closely with Fight Zone and Dennis Hobson, a really good friend. Sorry, the phone rang there. He decided to put a show on himself on the same night in Liverpool. So he's got to get that one on because that's his show. And I think he's got a British title on that show. I might be
British
wrong, but I
in
think
Commonwealth, I think Harris Butler.
that's it. But like, yeah, 100% JRS. So that fight, it will be on Fight Zone. Whether we do something there that works it or whether we go on something else. But yeah, we'll have a look at that. Maybe still got a few weeks to get that over the line. But either way, great card. Expecting loads of people here. It should be a sellout. There's still tickets available. Clearly, if you want it, give us a DM. Anyone who wants it on the Instagram, or go to the Fighters Direct because then they'll get their cut of money. And it's certainly if you want to watch a classic card of boxing on a Saturday night, that's the night to come and watch it.
And before I let you go, how many shows are you trying to have this year? Like roughly, how many are you aiming for this year?
Well, we've got every month booked at York Hall already for the rest of the year, except August, because that's summer holidays and it's always quite hard to sell when people are away and they can't train. And we sometimes do some elsewhere. So it just depends what comes up. If there's a need to go elsewhere or other towns and cities, we have been known to do that. So we certainly wouldn't say no, but it depends why and when. And watch this space for a little announcement that might be something a little bit different than normal. We're hoping for something to go up tomorrow on our socials or over the weekend at least around a show that will be a bit bigger than what we normally do and a bit different. And I'll leave you wondering what that is there and everyone else wondering what it is. But you'll certainly see on the socials next few days.
Good stuff, John, and thank you for your time. And yeah, hope to see you down there on the 24th.
You will indeed, mate. Good to see you, Sam. All the best, mate.
Thank you, John. Bye.